Scheedinger, and I'm with an organization called Witness Against Torture. We came together in 2005. A small group of people went to Cuba because we knew that there were men being held there against their will indefinitely. And 25 people went to Cuba. I was not one of them, but they went to Cuba because they couldn't get there from the United States. And they went to this edge of the base and asked to see the men who were being locked up by our government. They were not allowed to go into the base, so they fasted and prayed and tried to make sure that the men who were being locked up by our government knew that they were there. When they came back to this country, they formed Witness Against Torture, and every January 11th, we as a group, I joined them 2 years later, we as a group have come together to fast in solidarity with the men who were on hunger strike in Guantanamo because of the conditions they were being held under and the fact that they were being tortured. We've been urging the government to close Guantanamo and to release the men. There were 779 men there to begin with. There are only 30 men there now, but many of the men who were transferred out were sent to countries where they have no working papers, no ID, no permission to travel. They can't get work because the people are afraid of them and think they're terrorists. But none of these men who have been transferred out were ever accused of doing anything wrong. Our country has never cleared them, has never said, we don't think you ever did anything, you were innocent. So they all are living under shadow, and they're living in terrible conditions. So we want Guantanamo closed. We want justice for the men who are still there. We want them released. We want reparations for the decades of life that the men have lost because they've been locked up. And we will continue to speak out because we feel that our government has been very unjust, and we do not want our government to ever torture any human being again in our name. We feel that the people who set it up so that there would be men tortured there should be held accountable. They're the ones that should be in prison, not the men who are there now. And no, I don't know that this government will ever close Guantanamo because it was opened on the basis of unfairness. I think that there's, I hope, but I don't think that the government will close it. This Congress, the Congress here, has made it impossible. They've passed laws making it impossible to bring any of the men to the United States, even for medical care. And the men who are still there are very old. They've been there this is the third decade that men have been in Guantanamo. One of them has very serious medical conditions and cannot go to get those medical conditions taken care of. Our country is treating the men so unjustly after having tortured them, detained them indefinitely, stolen years of their lives, and we challenge our government, which is so unjust.
What's your name again?
My name is Helen Scheedinger.
Thank you.
Thank you.